Yo, let's get real, let's get reckless. Happy New Year, and with a new year comes new trending topics, and one of my favorites that has been buzzing since it came out.
What is that?
Is the Katt Williams interview on Club Shay.
He was dropping some jewels.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
He was dropping a whole lot of heat. Now, had y'all seen the Club Shay show before that interview?
Yeah,
I have.
Yeah, I have seen.
Shannon Sharp is doing his big one.
Yes,
Shout out to Shannon Sharp. He has definitely taken over the whole space of talking and interviewing. He is doing an amazing job with that show.
Yeah.
I love it. One of my friends put me on, and the first interview I saw was the Kirk Franklin interview.
Mm-hmm.
That was an amazing 2 hours. I sat through the whole thing just like I did with the Katt Williams show. So I'm going to ask y'all, what were y'all thoughts about that interview?
Man, I thought Katt Williams was just real with it. You know what I'm saying? He was dropping jewels, knowledge about the Hollywood, which, we all been hearing it. We looked at what just happened with Puff P. Daddy or Sean Combs, whatever you want to call him, and the receipts on that. You know what I'm saying? He just dropping knowledge, what we all been knowing going on in the industry, or at least what we have heard about the industry for so many years. That was just crazy about, what tripped me out with the part about he's like, my man tried to grab his penis, and he's like, he wanted to make sure he left out it with a virgin butthole. That was crazy
he said
to
a lot
me.
of
I'm
crazy
like, what?
things. And this interview was actually kind of perfect timing because there was the stories and allegations about P. Diddy.
Right.
And then after that was a few other artists and prominent figures. So for him to follow up and then come on the Club Shay show after the other comedians had came on, it was like, whoa, it's like, is everything starting to come full circle with this exposure thing? So how do y'all feel about the exposure part?
I feel like he did what he's supposed to do. But he say that's what he do though. He expose things. He always putting people out for the truth anyway. He's always speaking the truth. So my favorite part of it was when he said it's God's side or the other side.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
And that to me, that's where we at right now. So I was just like, you know what? I didn't know he was that smart. Like he's really smart.
The intelligence.
So I feel like everything he said was true. Like I said before, Katt Williams is my favorite, him and Bernie Mac. Mm-hmm. So I mean, for me, I was just like you said, Jules, he was just dropping left and right. I was like, ooh, and I mean, he came back with the facts and everything else. And as you see, a lot of them was quiet. Right. And when they did speak, it was more or less like, you should just shut up because you just really made yourself look worse. Right. So I mean, for me, I was all for it. And you see his tickets now. Oh my God, he's double, triple. I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to go see him. Katt. Look,
so you're gonna go see him?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely.
Now I did have to come for a couple people because I'm like, now y'all won't thinking about Katt Williams. He done booked these shows. How long ago? Now y'all want to go see him? Now he your favorite comedian. No, now for some he was, and I believe you when you say that. Yeah. But some people, I was like, now good and well you won't go into the PNC Arena in February for that show. But I love how he took that moment as a marketing opportunity.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was a marketing opportunity.
It don't matter how long you've been in a business, been in the game. You can always give people a reason to tap in and look into you and become a new fan. You got to stay relevant in the game. Right. And even if people fell off of you or think you fell off, you can always pop back up and be like, what's up, it's me.
Well, I gotta say for Katt Williams though, if you take the time to listen to him, I mean, he speaks for himself. Right. He don't have to market it. Him just talking, he dropped so many jewels. He take what's really happening in real life and turn it into a joke. But it's really what's really going on. So it's up to you to have to pay attention and be a deep thinker to even get that.
He said a lot of things.
But he always do. I mean, if you go back to his old stuff, Katt is that nigga.
I had to go back and look at it. I'm glad people posted that.
He put me on Tupac. Katt is that nigga. He, I mean, like I said, he like Malcolm X to a certain sense. I mean, just so to me, when they say, oh, he just now, no, he been popping. You must ain't listen to him. Exactly. Because you can go to his old stuff, and it's still people can't match it. And he write his own material.
He's always been in his own lane. He's always been unique. And so when you talking about the intelligence, what was it, 3,000 books a day or 3,000 books a day? Not a day, a year.
Oh, I don't know about
he wrote it, he read the whole encyclopedia.
I don't know about that.
12.
Right. Y'all believe that part? Because some people was like Katt.
I believe it.
I believe it as well.
Yeah, I believe it.
I mean, he has no reason to lie.
That's a lot of books, though.
And then think about how he left home at 12.
Yeah, I heard that, yeah.
So, and like he said, of course he had to be homeless because he can't get no rental, anything. He can't get nothing at that age.
Yeah, when he said that about Steve Harvey, that was his story. He was working with a guy making like $3,000 to $5,000 a night. I was like, wow.
He didn't try to clean it up either.
No.
Now, did you believe him when he said that about Steve Harvey? Did that shock you? Did that disappoint you? Because some people love Steve Harvey.
It shocked me.
I love Steve. I like Steve. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But to me, I just felt like he should have cleared that up. And as you see, he had what he said was. I mean, to me, it's like you should.
But sometimes when you notice because I didn't know. I didn't know when Katt Williams said that he roasted him. That's why he didn't start doing stand-up comedy. Somebody actually put the clip out.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, man,
he was copying other people's comics.
Yeah, Mr. Cooper
Mr.
Cooper.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but you got
behind Bernie Mac trying to take his stuff.
Yeah, but you got. I mean, to a certain degree, everybody pulls from everybody, especially if you got something good. Look at the topic we talking about on our podcast. You know what I'm saying? So to some degree, everybody, as in the Army, they say, don't recreate the wheel if it's already turned, just enhance it. So
Well, I feel like you should give the person not to cut you off. I feel like you should give that person credit.
Right.
Don't act like you originally made something.
Right.
Because even Bernie Mac made a comment and said, be careful about making jokes in a room, and because if the person is on the stage, they're gonna use your same joke because you're not even popping. So that's true. So at least give the person credit.
Right.
If you're gonna take it. Instead of acting like it was yours when you know
right.
it was yours.
That's a big point because it's a big difference between, I guess you could say, paying homage or kind of taking notes to somebody you think is doing really great in their craft and kind of making it your own still, but word for word and just switching out. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shocked me about Steve Harvey, and even the story about how he kind of left comedy, he left stand up when Katt Williams was saying, "Nah, you really just weren't popping like you were, and you kind of want to become the host and you wanted to become the talk show guy."
Well, that was his lane, though. I mean, you got to find your lane. You know what I'm saying? And just like anything else in life, if you know you're good at something, you try something and it's not for you, or you're not that relevant in the game, then something else may be your fit. Just like movies, he said he didn't want to do movies. Well, movies, like Katt Williams said, there's no script. There's 30,000 scripts in Hollywood every year. None of them call for what he said, potato head. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to know your lane and know where your craft is, and then enhance that. So And I was glad to see him give Bernie Mac his flowers. May he rest in peace. I miss Bernie Mac so much. Yes. I even enjoyed the Bernie Mac show, and I even saw how he kind of had to go back and give other people their flowers, like Dave Chappelle. And so that was definitely something that, because people love to harp on the negative, but not too many focused on the positive aspects of his interview, that he gave other comedians their flowers. And so, Ricky Smiley, he responded to the interview, and everybody had different things to say, but the one thing that stood out to me is what he said about Kevin Hart. And me and a friend were talking, we was like, you know what, Kevin Hart did kind of come out of nowhere. Like, it's kind of like you don't remember seeing him back in the day doing those stages and comedy clubs. But
it's
he did. Somebody posted, I seen some clips of him when he did, like, I think Def Comedy Jam or some kind of comedy stand-up he did, but then he just kind of took off. You're right. He did kind of just come out the shadows and bam, it's Kevin Hart. And I like Kevin Hart. I think he's funny, and he plays good roles in movies. So
he's not funny to me.
He's not funny to you?
No,
he's not funny to you?
Really? I think he's funny, but I think also, too, when Katt Williams called him a plant, and then we was like, you know what? He did come out of nowhere and just had all these Netflix specials, sold out arenas, and he just, boom, movies and deals. I was like, you know what? Where did he come from?
Well, maybe he had to do something a little strange for a little movie part.
Well,
maybe he did talk about booty holes.
Katt Williams said he did do it, and I believe he did it. And then, like he said, at one point, you see the kind where he said he wouldn't wear a dress, but all of a sudden, when he got in a dress, he's like, I wanted to put on a dress. Make your mind up so you don't stand on your words. So, personally, I can't even, you flimsy. You don't,
Right.
And a lot of people were saying, that's the art of comedy. Katt Williams was just joking. A lot of that stuff was true. Joking. Some of it wasn't. So y'all believe it was 100% actual, factual.
100% real.
Okay, now
I think a lot of it is true.
Okay,
I do.
Okay,
but he said he came out to set the straight on record straight. He told me that. He said, you can sit here and let these people out of you. I come to set the record straight. He said that.
Yeah.
Period. And a lot of other things that you can take away from the Katt Williams interview is his mindset and perspective.
Oh yes.
He said, I want to be God's friend.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I live by that. Wanting to kind of be in a room. Also, there was something big. I was like, he goes into a room. He observes. He takes notes. He sees what people are going to do, what they're not going to do, and absorbs everything. And was really hip to the fact early on, be careful what you say. Be careful what you do, because it can come back on you.
That's true.
And people will lie. People will lie to kick it. People will do all kinds of things to make it. And the fact that he was able to kind of dish with all those receipts with no backlash, really, that goes to show when you go into a room, be a fly on the wall, shake the right hands and keep it pushing.
Yeah.
And I like the way how he cleaned up too. He said, you can't find nobody that I did drugs with, that sold me a drug, anything about drugs, but they want to say he was on drugs.
Right.
And they can't.
Right.
But that's what they make you do, look like you own drugs, you done went crazy. Yeah. So people are like, oh, well, you went crazy, you ain't did this. So they start shifting away from you.
Like Martin Lawrence, you remember when Martin Lawrence, they say he was running down the street? Well, I think he had a show go run, tell this. Remember Martin Lawrence? Where they say he was on drugs and was running down the streets in Hollywood. Yeah.
But remember he said Martin tried to try him too. He said, told him about a movie and tried to put him in a dress. He had to tell Martin, I'm not who you want.
Right.
You remember that part, Katt, when he said, I'm not, because I love the fact he stands on his manhood. Like, he's not moving.
Right.
He's not going to put on a dress. He's not bending over. He's just not. He's going to stand on what
your principles.
But it's a lot of men that's not.
Right.
And I love that you said that, because him standing on his principles, a lot of people would, kind of argue with him, because we loved Shanae and his mama on Martin.
No, I definitely do.
You know? It's and then Jamie Foxx and a lot of male comedians take that approach. And then I feel like once Tyler Perry came on the scene, it got a little like, all right now. All right now.
To me.
But if
really?
you
with Shanae and all, it's not the same.
If you're true to who you are as a man, you know what I'm saying, you just playing a character. That doesn't mean that you are feminist or that's who you are just because you're playing that role. I don't think that you should classify someone just because they playing a role to say, oh, he's got to be gay. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I love that he's standing on his manhood.
I do too. But
you know what I'm saying? I love the fact that keep in mind, the reason why they're putting on these dresses is because of the dollar. So keep in mind, that means you would do anything for the dollar. If you willing to put on,
not necessarily.
If you willing, if you were
I'm not putting on no dress.
Okay, well let me say this for all men. If you a real man, I don't feel like you would put on a dress. I don't care what amount of dollar. But if you're all about the dollar, yeah, you would put on a dress because you're doing it just for the money. So what about now? But you can stand up and look in the mirror after you just put on a dress and put a makeup on and say you're a man.
But so if you put a dress on, that makes you gay though.
I didn't say you was gay.
Or if that's not, if your principles okay.
But you're only doing it for the dollar though, let's be real. If the money you're not gonna tell me you want to put on this dress. And if you're saying that, you are gay. If you're gonna sit here and say, I want to put this dress on, I want to put this makeup on, and I want the people to film me and say I'm a woman when I'm really a man, you're gay. But you're only doing it because the dollar, the money, the amount. They say, I want you to put this on for this amount of money. So, okay, yeah, I'm going to put it on because this amount of money. Right. But you're still a man, though. I'm not taking that part about you're a man. Okay. But it's the fact that you did it because of the money.
Well, let me ask this question. Do you feel as though male comedians today are only doing that because they think that it is that is a component of being a successful male comedian? Do you think they could be a successful male comedian without that in this day and age? Because it seems to be quite prominent. But if you really think about the main, aside from Katt Williams and Dave Chappelle, the main successful black male comedians, it seems like that's the recipe to put on a dress every now and then. Because if you're going to be well-rounded, you have to play every kind of character, and I guess that includes a woman.
I understand that. I'm not knocking that part. I mean, and yes, they're definitely funny. I definitely enjoy all that. But I'm saying the point of it is, you're not going to tell me that you're willingly wanting to put on dress and makeup and it's not money behind it. That's my whole point. Well, so if we take the money, if we take the money away and say, I want you to put this dress on, I got a movie I want you to shoot, just for exposure, blah, 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 and put this makeup on, and you willingly, knowing you're not getting paid just for exposure, that's a question over your head.
Yeah.
But if I put this money out, you're going to say, oh, of course. So my question then says, what else would you do? But like I said, go back to Katt Williams.
Well, that's true.
What he said. I don't care how much he said how much money he turned down. I'm standing on what I am.
So no compromise.
And like he said, it's two sides, God's side and the other side. So to me, you're on the other side.
Period.
Because God's eyes, he made you as a man or a woman or whatever it is. You're to dress as that. It's enough going on already in the world, so now it's confusing. Like for me, myself, like I said, have nothing against, same sex, and I love them. I'm not here to judge, but at the same time, I don't like when it's forced. Right. And now they're teaching it so much. It's like, okay, what happens to just teaching boy and girl?
Right.
Period.
Right.
Well, somebody said when they do these shows that it's subliminally telling our society it's okay to be cross dressers.
Oh, definitely, they are, and it's so sad. Yeah, it's to me, it's so sad. Like I said, give people, and children are children. They're a sponge. So why are you teaching children for that? To be what you be, cat, dog, whatever you want to be at the end of the day. So my thing is just teach them what it is. Boy, girl. That's it. Now, if you want to be something else when you get older, that's fine. But as a child, let a child be a child. Let them know it's not no, you want to go, oh, I want to be a girl today. I want to be a boy today. Oh, I want to be a cat today. I want to be a dog today. I want to be a bird today. Really? No, it don't work like that. But you're making them feel like you can.
Right.
You're lying to them.
Yeah.
So now when they get in the word and they read the word, now they're confused because now they're like, well, mama, whoever taught me that I can be what I want to be, and the word say X, Y, Z. So which one is it?
Right.
So you sit here and told your child a lie.
I agree with you.
So like Katt Williams said, it's God's side or the other side. Yeah. And like I said, love everybody. Ain't got nothing, but it's just me. And like I tell anybody, because it's nowadays like they raping the kids in school. Mm-hmm. You got kids taking advantage of kids, making them do things that they don't want to do. And nobody's protecting them.
Right. So
when do we stand up and worry about that? But we worried about the genders? Mm-hmm. And they over here they here raping. They're the bullies now. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, when does somebody stand up and say enough is enough? Mm-hmm. You know, let's stand on man and woman. What you want to do when you get older, that's fine. Mm-hmm. But let's not force this into this younger generation. But I mean, I know I'm losing a losing battle when I'm talking about this because it's already in society. Just to be just straight is like you're an alien.
Right.
Why not try it? Mm-hmm. Something wrong with you. I'm not curious, baby. I know who I am. I know my worth. I'm good over here.
Okay. Right. So it's God's side or the other side.
Okay. And it's okay if you're on the other side. That's fine too, but I'm on God's side.
Right. Let the church say
amen.
Amen.
Right.
You get no pushback from me on that. So I'm 100% with you on that.
And it goes to me, it's like the love of money. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's not the money, it's the love of money. Mm-hmm. And the fact that people are do anything for money. That's the part that bothers me so much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll do anything for money?
Right. Yeah. And we are in a sensitive time because back in during the Martin show, we weren't thinking about an agenda. We weren't thinking about, the LGBTQ plus IA community. We were just seeing something funny. Mm-hmm. So if you were to take the show like Martin now or Jamie Foxx now or other artists now, but you have comedians of today, Blame It on Quay and what's Zoe? Mm-hmm. They have a male character and a female character, and it's kind of they're more so their female character than their male character. Now it's hard to watch that same content without thinking that it's all a part of the agenda. It's all a part of the brainwashing or reconditioning our minds to kind of accept anything. So I will ask a question because this did come up that when male comedians or anyone dresses up like women, that is their view of how we act. That is their view of how they see us. Mm-hmm. And a lot of women spoke up back in the day and said, this is offensive to us as women, especially black women, that is how you portray us. So do you think in a sense that is mocking or mimicking femininity and womanhood?
I see. I can see how they can think that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and some of it they do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But some of it is, if you think about it, though, some of it is portraying certain some type of women. You know what I'm saying? The attitude or the ratchetness or whatever the case might be. So it is in some aspect portraying certain females, but it's not fair to generalize all females in that same category.
Because I feel like it's perpetuating a stereotype because you don't see the sophisticated, educated, put on costume woman. You always see the shanae. You see the ratchet, the wig, the earrings. So
and that's sad.
It kind of makes you think: is that how you think the that's the only way a woman's character would be received is if it's extra rambunctious and loud and belligerent. Mm-hmm. So it makes you think, why can't, if you're going to portray us in the beautiful, positive lights as black men so that people can say, okay, it's funny, but there's more sides to what a woman can be portrayed as.
But nobody want to hear about that. That's the sad. That's like Katt was saying. Nobody want to hear about the positive. We want to hear about the negative. Right. They want to have the worst. They don't want to hear about the good. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. So they accept. They like the negative stuff. They don't like positive. They don't like the truth. Mm-hmm. They like a lie. Right. It's sad. So it's like, okay, you want to hear a lie? I'm gonna tell you a lie.
Yeah, it's like people put on I see it on Instagram. This is called Fayetteville View, and he's posting a lot of stuff like, fighting in the ghetto, like fighting each other and doing all kind of crazy things, and it gets thousands of views. But you don't see that same thing, as you say, when it betrays something positive, as black women doing great things out here. You don't see that. You don't get that many views. But if it's fighting and ratchet, then it'd be thousands of views.
Right.
Negativity. That's what the world like it is now, because there's so much. Negative stuff out there, and that's what they see. Now you got the kids and the teenagers to see it, so they're absorbing that. So it's like, if you putting out so much negative and that's what they see, that's what's going to come out. But if you put enough positive, I'm one person, but if you put enough positive out there, then of course they would do the same. But it's easy to find negative. You ain't got to look for negative. It's right there beside you.
Negativity makes the world go round, it seems, because anytime there's a trending topic, it has a negative undertone. And it's really sad the way that people view what is deemed good news. Even with our kids, like, they're more likely to bully than be the friend in class. They're more likely to fight and laugh at somebody being bullied or somebody falling down than to encourage someone. And it's been
I teach mine. I definitely teach mine. You better not, because I'm the mama that will come embarrass you. No, you do not laugh at anybody. You encourage them. Say, look. Matter of fact, I tell mine to find the one that's not being, somebody not paying attention to or playing with or whatever, and be their friend.
That's
you know what
good.
I'm saying? And if I find out otherwise, I definitely address mine. Because I mean, I know I bully bullies when I was growing up. So if you was to bully somebody, I would be the one to bully you.
You look like a bully too.
Oh yeah, I definitely.
She looked like she used to knock kids
I
over.
bully
Do you
bullies,
hear
but
me?
it was in a positive way because I knew I could.
She was the hero, the vigilante.
Yeah, like if you picked on somebody, I ain't trying to be your friend, but I'm about to help you right fast.
Right.
And trust and believe, people I went to school with, they'll tell you. I have brothers, cousins. You didn't want this problem.
Chauncey to the rescue.
Chauncey to the
Now,
rescue.
Kelvis, was you the bully in class?
No, that was a sexy, quiet one. You know what I'm saying? I'm still carrying on that sexy flow.
Away from them.
You know what I'm saying? I was a suave. You know what I'm
So
saying?
you didn't get bullied, and you didn't do the bullying?
No, see, I went to school with a small school, and everybody pretty much cousins, and we grew up like brothers and sisters. So down there, if you fight one of us, you got to fight a whole lot of us. So ain't nobody want no problems. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I said, I was a suave, sexy one in class. Still carrying on this tradition today. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
He acts like this all the time. Suave, sexy since he was 5. That's who he is.
That's it.
But I wish I had a Chauncey growing up. I ain't gonna lie, they did me wrong, man. They love Rena Speaks. They love Kay for the culture.
But she's still a bullet to this day, though.
But see,
that's
believe
why
it
I be
or not.
wanting to fight her
but
sometimes.
back then,
you know what I'm saying?
They ain't care about your girl.
But I mean, but let me say now, I had some people try me. I'm not gonna act like that's they ain't try to bully me or whatever. But because that's when I went through the phase of people like, oh, you think because you light skin, blah 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 blah. And I was like, well, dang, maybe if I wasn't light skin, I wouldn't get picked on all the time about being light skin.
I love light skin.
So of course I was on some like, if I be brown skin, so I would ask God like, why can I be brown skin?
Hold on, wait. Did you hear the subtle colorism that this man just spewed? What did you just say? Speak up so we can hear you.
I said, let me bring the mic a little closer. I said I love red bone back in the day because I could persuade them to do what I wanted to do.
So he says light-skinned women are gullible and naive. Let's dig into that.
Well, see, they book smart. I'm not gonna say that about it. I mean, Jess is smart, but she's street smart. So I don't know about her book smartness. I had to test that out. But anyway, typically, red bones are real smart. The ones I grew up with, but they didn't have street sense. So I had both. So I could persuade them to do what I wanted to. So I had street sense and I was book smart too. So back in the day, I'd have caught you. Lord, you'd have been in trouble.
Hold on. So what was the darker skinned girls doing?
They was rude and
wow.
And thought they were all that. I ain't had time for that. I went for see, a man gonna go for the easy target. He ain't going water take the path of least resistance. So I knew I could persuade people like just when I was growing up, them red bones, even lighter than her, they just fell for me. They would do anything I wanted them to do. Y'all dark skinned women, I had to work too hard for. That was just too much work. I go and get me a Chelsea.
You still feel that way today?
Because Chelsea is a different breed. Like, you couldn't know, honey. No. That thing would have turned around on you.
No, I promise you.
Listen.
Let me tell you something. You see all this sexy wavy, pretty wear? Girl, you know what I'm saying? These fat cheeks.
Well, do you still believe that today? Are you still?
I'm
okay.
You know
You're more inclusive. Okay. I'm about to say it is Martin Luther King Day of Our Lord.
No.
Please.
No. You know, I'm settled down.
Amen.
I'm a old school pimp now, you know.
Old school pimp. Hold on now, because you know what the word pimp means.
Well, I'm redefining it.
Oh, okay. What does it mean now?
Just laid back.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just.
I'm scared to ask what it used to mean.
Right.
Yeah, used to be was like her. She'd have been turned out. I would have had to carry my books to school. Bring me my
You
food.
had hoes back in the day.
Boy, I had a lot of them.
Were you paying them?
No.
Were they paying you?
Yeah, I was an old school pimp.
Oh my God! You better bring me my money.
That's right. I don't be late with my money.
Him.
You know what I'm saying? When you get your shop money, bring it on to daddy.
I hope you didn't slap him.
No, I said bring the money to me.
Okay.
No, I didn't believe in abuse.
Okay, good. We don't believe in abuse.
Bullying is definitely not nothing I would promote at all.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Well, speaking of abuse, there are abuse double standards. Okay. Now I'm going to read this. When a woman is abused by a man, it's about what he did. Simple. When a man is abused by a woman, it's what did she do to get What did he do to get her to that point? Let me read it again. I kind of messed it up. It's okay. When a woman is abused by a man, it's about what he did. When a man is abused by a woman, it's what did she do to get him to that point.
I think that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because for the simple fact,
I said it wrong again, but it's okay. Y'all get
I got what you're saying. I think it's a double standard there because women do stuff to men and it's okay, but if a man does it, society's already saying, well, if you do this to a woman, it's abuse and all this kind of stuff. But what about what the women do to a man? Mentally, spiritually, emotionally. I'm talking about you and you.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying? What about what y'all do to us?
That's a good point, though, because when it comes to domestic violence, domestic abuse, it's always about the damsel in distress, as it should be, because we need to talk about it because it happens to women a lot. Doesn't matter what color you are, it happens far too often, and it shouldn't happen. And it's almost kind of, I've even, had friends who are in law enforcement and different, career paths to where they see that stuff up front, and I would ask them, they was like, oh, immediately, the man's going to jail. And I'm like, well, what if you have to respond to a woman who is the aggressor or abuser? Well, there's a lot of questions that get asked, and we usually have to ask the other way around. Are you aggressive type? No, I don't believe in that. I do not believe.
So when you get mad, in your past relationship, when you got mad with a dude and he took you to that level, what did you do?
Have a conversation.
What does your conversation consist of?
Well,
because you can abuse somebody by the words you say. Your tongue is very powerful.
Exactly. Very, very good point. Verbal abuse is a part of abuse. It's just as bad as physical abuse, mental abuse, spiritual abuse. So many different ways to abuse somebody. Now, for me, there will be times that I would get upset, but I don't like to raise my voice. And sometimes you can get ahead of yourself and you can kind of get loud, but I try to catch myself. I'm sorry, I did not mean to yell at you. And I don't like to cuss people out. Because my thing is, ever since I had kind of fell in love with a personal mission of uplifting black men and uplifting black kings, I tried to practice that in my personal life. So I can say I've never thrown anything at a man.
Really?
I've never damaged property or items or slashed tires or windows. I've never fought a man that I was in a relationship with. I've just, I don't believe in that. We're
going to come back to you because I had your police report sent to me. What about you?
I
know. Listen, this is the bully bag. I know she done beat a few men in her time because she was raised by men. You made by a lot of men, so I know you can beat a couple.
Old me,
let's talk about the old you for a minute. Let's not talk about the new Jesus you.
Let's talk about Jesus.
I didn't beat on no man now, but my words were definitely serious. Like it would just cut you and just leave you for surgery. But I mean, I've been in an abusive relationship, so at the end of the day, I can talk both sides. But yeah, I mean, I had a way with words. I know how to hurt your little feelings or whatever. But you had to take me there.
Really?
And if you take me there, it wasn't no turning back.
I knew this.
But I would leave after I say what I gotta say. It depends. You gotta learn a person. Like certain people can't say stuff to their face. You gotta go on the phone and be like da 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 da. So certain, I knew who I could say what to in their face and ones I couldn't. But I'm gonna get my words out. And yeah, but I mean, as far as me put my hands on, no. Only time I might have if I was defending myself. And then that's when I would realize.
So somebody abused, put their hands on you.
Of course, I've been in two different.
So what you do? What did you do to the man to take him there? Because I know you did something.
No,
because the first time I met you, I wanted to fight you.
Narrative.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just your demeanor. You know what I'm saying? Like
they was definitely insecure.
So he was insecure. That's why
both of them was definitely insecure.
What did you do to bring that out in them? Because you did something.
Out of them.
Yeah, I know you did. I know you did.
No,
you can add to a person's insecurity.
No,
but if you have the power to do that, the insecurity was already there. It's a personal
problem. It was already in them.
Personal problem.
So
I already know y'all brought it out. I can get both of y'all.
Hold on. First of all, I have to agree. In my younger days, in 10th grade, I did tell that boy, I hope he get hit by a bus. But that's the last harsh word I can remember saying to a black man. To you, I'm sorry if you're out there watching. But
I need everybody watching this show to send me all the reports on her because she lied.
That is
she
crazy.
lied. I know she lied. But go ahead.
Now I will say I have a way with my words. Hence is why God made me a poet. But I wouldn't do it without it being warranted. Right. I wouldn't just because I can hurt you, I'll hurt you. But if it was time for you to hear what you needed to hear, I would so eloquently, without cussing you out or raising my voice, put you in your place so smooth you couldn't say nothing but go home, pray about it, and have a learned lesson. Y'all both said
talking a bunch of
because my
BS.
thing is, if I gotta come at you like that, it's gonna be inspirational because it's gonna make you stop and look at yourself, but it's gonna hurt a little bit. But that's I try to inspire change and not just instigate a fight. But that's just my way. The more mad I get, the bigger my vocabulary gets. So I'm not the type to the more mad I get, I cuss. But the more mad I get, the dictionary just come out. So
you cussing, and that makes people mad. You're a cussing educated thug then.
Right, because that makes people mad. Because then when you start throwing out big words they don't understand.
Y'all heard that right?
I went to college.
She's a thug undercover. She's a thug. I told you.
The insult is in the education. But we need to talk about the double standard though, because women, there's a belief that men are inherently abusive. But if a woman is abusive, there has to be a reason. Why can't women be inherently abusive or just have an abusive nature?
Chelsea, yeah.
Well, I feel like nobody be abusive because it's not nothing that, at the end of the day, it's your child, so why you put hands on it? You learn how to walk away or just leave. You know what I'm saying? For me, my was like simple as, somebody looking at me. Do you know that guy? No, I don't know that guy. Do you know that guy? Well, he looking at you. Well, by this time, I'm like, well, ask me. Hey, do you? And then words are exchanged. So now I'm the fault because it started from as simple as someone looking at me.
But why do you have to ask the guy what you asked him, or do what you want to ask him? Why did you have to say? Why you just couldn't say, babe, I don't know him, and maybe even if somebody's staring at you, maybe y'all need to relocate where you was at. Why?
No. First of all, he shouldn't even said that. We was in a pure restaurant. Obviously, the guy see something he like. It ain't no crime looking at nobody.
So he was staring to a point that it was uncomfortable, obvious. And
it wasn't to me. It wasn't uncomfortable. Like first of all,
you're not the person. To me, but it's not your reality. It's the person perceiving it though.
Okay, but anyways, that was insecurity. And so that was
that's not insecurity.
Yes, it is.
So you saying because I perceive something that's my reality, it's an insecurity?
Like
I'm saying, let's get educated here. Yeah. That's what you saying? Because let's go.
No, I'm saying.
They want to get real.
Point blank, he was very insecure. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, we're on a date, and the person is just looking. He was not doing nothing disrespectful, whatever. And he's like, you know him? No, I don't know him.
Yeah, this is disrespect because.
Because he looked.
Yes. So
he got up. The person you were with got up.
I'm gonna tell y'all women something.
The other gentleman was saying that.
No, I'm gonna tell y'all something.
So you're saying that was his insecurity. He didn't have a reason to feel intimidated by that moment.
No,
that's just a person who's a stranger.
A straight stranger.
Instead of immediately assuming that you were at fault at something and it needed to be addressed.
Why not just say, okay, I got a good looking woman and just leave it at that?
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I'm gonna help both of y'all.
Hold on one second. Stare at you?
No. I'm gonna tell y'all something. No. Let me tell y'all something. It's in the man code book. Okay, if I see somebody look nice, I give me a quick glare. Boom. 3-4 seconds max. But when you start talking about 30, 45 seconds and longer, that's disrespect. There's nothing wrong with, me and you together.
But that should be the whole conversation.
Somebody look at, okay, I know I got a bad woman on my side. But this long staring, like, staring at you and looking you up and down.
Like that.
Right, but that's your perception though. That's not the perception of mine.
I understand where you're coming from.
No, it's not insecurity.
Because you should be paying attention to me. Why are you paying attention to
Well, if I'm sitting in a restaurant and you sitting there and I'm sitting here, and I see a guy sitting over here looking at me, what I supposed to do? Look away?
I get both y'all point because a real man is supposed to be observant, especially if somebody's staring past a certain point.
Well, he didn't do it like that.
Why are you staring at that? But there is a way to address it.
Did you time it?
There is a way to address it. If he could quietly ask you, hey, I know this dude over here staring. Do you know him?
That ain't how he did.
But creating an altercation, that's the issue. So you're not wrong for observing and being concerned. You're not wrong for being upset at his reaction. I think it's kind of more so all about perspective and responding accordingly because it didn't have to be an issue.
I only like the way she's looking right now, to be honest with you.
He don't know you. Right.
And then it was another situation. I was at a funeral, and of course, I came in a little late, whatever. But I mean,
you was late to the funeral.
Yeah. But I swiped slightly, and then it was like, when you walked in, you just had a big grand entrance. No.
Yeah.
Hold on, somebody you were dating said that?
Yes. So I was just like,
first of all, you supposed to be with your man in the funeral at the same time.
Wasn't he late too?
Huh? So. Yeah, so of course, the whole time, you supposed to be, your pet, your relative, whatever. Yeah, you had to just be.
It was his relative?
Yes.
And he's supposed to be grieving?
That part.
Girl, he didn't feel worthy to have the woman that he had. No. He couldn't believe it. Ain't that like imposter syndrome or something? You just don't feel worthy.
Girl, like I said.
So wait a minute, hold up. Let me get it straight. Oh, he's already in the funeral, right?
No, we came together.
Oh, y'all came together. So how did he determine that you were trying to be a center of attention if y'all came?
That's what I'm trying to say. It's his security.
Okay, now I can work with you on that.
Be grand and fashionably late. No,
because whenever like he walked off to go do whatever, and he's like, "Oh, I seen all the men looking at you." Okay. It was always so. That's how
you noticed that.
That whole point.
That's Auntie May made them pass.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. Right. That's the kind of stuff. So that was I went through that, and then it was like from there, of course, back and forth words or whatever, and then it was into a fight. Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. Okay.
But you do talk a little crazy though. You do talk a little reckless. I didn't say you had to put. Now, one thing I'm gonna just for the record, I don't believe in nobody putting their hand on nobody. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because I seen a lot of domestic abuse growing up as a child. So I don't believe in that. So I believe in walking away. But sometimes you be want to put your hand around y'all neck because y'all talk a little reckless, and then y'all cut us man because it's about ego with a man. You gotta understand a man ego is his number one thing. When you cut a man ego and you cut him down and make him feel like that right there. Mm-hmm.
But do you know where that comes from, though? And I've talked about it before. Female entitlement starts at a young age. Mm-hmm. And it's a conditioning of the mind that comes from the simplest, most harmless things. And I think I said this at Real Reckless Live. When you grow up as a boy and girl hearing that boys are made of snakes and snails and puppy dog tails and girls are made of sugar, spice, and everything nice, and you hear things like you can't hit girls, open the door for a girl, you can't do that to a girl, can't say that to a girl, but nobody's making it inclusive that hitting period is wrong.
Right.
You grow up as a man conditioned to the idea that women are delicate no matter what they do, what they say, they're entitled to do it and say it, and I have to just be quiet, take it, and let it go. Right. And so when you get older and you're in these relationships, don't hit me back, but I'm in your face, I'm cussing you out, I'm getting on your nerves, I'm destroying your property, but as soon as you hit me back, oh my God, we call the police, he goes to jail, and the 20 minutes she spent in his face goes completely undocumented.
I say I ain't do none of that.
Mm-hmm. That's what you say.
Next question.
Yeah,
but I agree with that. I agree with that though. That is a condition that we did grow up as kids. But let's move on because I see she getting upset. She's trying to bully me. She's trying to bully me.
Well, I mean, hey, there's a lot to unpack with that, and I think that female accountability. We can go all day talking about that because that's something that Yeah,
y'all do need to get some accountability.
Yes.
Especially that one sitting across from me.
Wait, see, he been coming for you all.
That's right.
The whole okay.
I'm gonna be quiet.
Mm-hmm. Now, praise God.
Females are looked at as hoes for dating multiple men.
That's true.
Are options a plus or a negative?
It's a negative. Plus. Negative.
Plus.
Ooh,
negative.
Here they go again.
How you want to speak for women though? It did say for females. Oh, you said for men. Okay, on the men's side. Okay.
I'm speaking for
men. Okay, I get it. Okay, my bad.
So you saying for females or everybody that options are a negative?
For females.
He's not females.
Okay, so this question comes from the conversation about Lori Harvey, that a lot of women celebrate her because she has so many options, but some think that makes her look like a hoe.
It does.
So where are you at with Lori Harvey specifically?
Okay. Well, with Lori, I was just saying, speaking as far as when I say option, meaning like just dating is not hoeing.
It is hoeing.
Dating?
That's correct.
Says the pimp. What? Who thought light-skinned women were the most
not having sex, but dating is hoeing?
Having conversations.
Just having conversations.
So what you telling me is when you dating, right? Okay. Tell me in your no. I got to hear this.
Okay, go ahead.
I got to hear both of y'all sides. Okay. So we're gonna start with Big Head over here. So when you dating, right? How many dates are you into before you decide to sleep with a person?
Okay.
No, answer the question. It don't take long to think about.
I don't have a timeline for
that. So what you telling me is
fornication as a last resort because I want to focus on the person and I love the Lord. So I don't have I'm sorry. This reminds me of an episode of Girlfriends. She had Joan had a 90-day rule.
You see the look on my face.
We haven't had sex yet. What's wrong with me? Like,
so no, hold up. Before you find Jesus and all this, let's go back to when we was recording in the barbershop. Let's rewind. So you telling me let's talk pre-Karina getting saved.
The first time I got saved, I was 9. So, I mean,
Okay. Well, let's talk about the times you were backslid. How about that? How about the time you done backslid? So you telling me that, okay, you dated and then just say you ain't had none in a while. You say, okay, I met Kelvis, he look good. I ain't had none in about 5-6 months. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of using my toy. I want to give him some. So, yeah. So, that's a date, right? So, we go on a date. You be like,
okay,
no, Kelvis.
So,
huh?
Are we talking about intentional dating or casual dating?
I'm talking casual dating. So you telling me now when y'all sitting at this table right here have not casually dated somebody, y'all ain't had none in a while, and I
have casually dated,
and I had sex on the first date,
which means I do not have the intention to marry the individual right away. Now, if
somebody help me, please.
I mean, that's what sneaky links are for, though. I feel like casual dating is for people who want to get out of the house and spend good company with somebody. If that happens, it happens. But solely for sex, that's what sneaky links are for. I don't really.
So you don't have some sneaky links?
I have had sneaky links.
But let's talk about
we talking about dating.
So, okay.
You don't date the sneaky links.
No, y'all lying. So what you telling me is, right? I don't care about all this crazy look on y'all face, because y'all not going to lie to me. Y'all not going to lie to me.
Let me say something. First of all, I don't think my first thoughts is not about sex.
Nope.
Let me say that. You can't speak for women, all women. You speak for whatever. For me, I don't think about, that's not my I can't think, I'm sex. If I don't go without sex, it's not like I'm keeping a time limit on how long it's been since I had sex.
Yeah.
That's not, you can't speak for everybody. Like,
I'm not speaking for everybody.
I'm saying, because I'm speaking for some women. Like, that's not the first thing we think about is sex.
Right. Some women don't even use toys. They've been spending their time writing business plans. When they get bored and they feel like hunching, they probably end up getting a work call comes in. Depending on what kind of woman you're dealing with now.
I mean, it just depends on the type of woman. But once again, I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with dating. I ain't saying that about it. That's not, how can you call that hoeing?
Because the question
you're getting knowing people, you understand it, like, okay, yeah, no, maybe, and I'm more of a foreplay person, so at the end of the day, I got to get to know you as a person. You got to stimulate my brain. Like, it's not. My thoughts is not no daggone sex.
No, and to be clear,
anywhere. Like, that's not even what.
Yeah. So
wait, hold on now, because when we talking about this particular question, is options a plus or a negative? Yeah. We're more so talking about intentional dating because let's be honest, if you're casually dating, more than likely you're not going to be exclusive with that person. You're not going to bring them around family. So we're talking about intentional dating. Lori Harvey is exclusive with the people that she dates. You know, she gets to know them. She brings them around family. So a lot of people do that. Now, granted, she's exclusive with one at a time, but I'm sure she's having multiple conversations until she chooses one to pop out with. So we talking about the multiple conversations until you choose the one you pop out with. So you're saying having options is a negative still.
So you talking
because you're intentionally looking for somebody to marry, but you have to. You go to a bar or club, you find one person that's pretty, you get their number, and you ain't gonna get nobody else's number.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You ain't talking about Kelvis. We talking about y'all. So listen. Okay, I got it. So this is what I'm saying, right? Okay, me and Karina. So me and you, we meet at church.
I hate it when you put me in these scenarios, Kelvis. I don't like you.
I don't care. So you love me.
Let's say me and you are dating. Why it always got to be us?
Okay, I'll go with my sister. Me and
scenario. Just give a scenario. Just don't put yourself. Just say.
Okay, so it's two people dating. All right, but I prefer to put myself in a situation.
Okay, well, go ahead.
And so we meet at a spot. So we meet at the beauty salon or the barber shop. So we start talking. Okay. Now, to me, that's a form of getting to know each other. That's not, a date is when we physically go out somewhere to the movies or to my house so I can cook for you and give you some wine and, you know, then things will pop off. But I'm just saying in my scenario. All right. So if you dealing with multiple people like that, it's like dealing with multiple personalities, multiple spirits. So to me, that's being a hoe.
No, but just dating. I'm not saying like first of all, if you invite me to your house, I already know where you're going. I wouldn't even go there.
There's levels to this.
But far as like I'm talking out to eat, getting to know each other, going to play bowling.
That's why you can't say that about me because my talk game is so good.
Okay, but
trust me.
Everybody's not you. I'm just saying in general. So at the end of the day, it's okay to me to have options.
It's like networking. Until you find the
right
business opportunity,
you really are being to me at a standstill because it's like, okay, you over here paying attention to this over here, and if you had an option, you would understand like, okay, well, I might need to consider this over here. But I'm not saying having sex,
right? Because made the best.
I'm just talking about just conversation, getting to know the person, getting this person you even equal out or whatever the case may be. It's nothing wrong with that. And if that's what you call being
Can I phone a friend? I gotta call somebody right. Let me call my.
You want to be right so bad.
No, I gotta.
Watch nobody answer because nobody want to talk to you.
I do. I got somebody gonna always talk to me.
Phone a friend and they got no friend.
I don't care when I call.
I don't care who they got.
I'm about to call my.
But while he phone a friend, I just want to say, when you know you want to bring that person around, family and friends, you want to be exclusive. That means that you've pulled him out from the crowd of options.
Exactly.
Everybody's on the same level playing field if they are still considered an option. You invest a certain amount of time.
I'm calling somebody right now.
Intention until one stands out. They're on an even playing field until one stands out. And you are really phoning a friend right now.
Hello? Hello, RJ. Hey, man, I just got a question for you, brother. I'm on this podcast live right here over here in the studio. In RE Media, right, studio, and I got two young ladies here, and the question is, if a woman dating, she's been a hoe, she has multiple options.
She been a hoe.
Yeah, she been a hoe. What do you think about that, brother?
Was that the question? Right, because I don't think that was the question.
Read the question again. I'm just summarizing the question, but read the question again, Karina. See, I told you I was gonna phone. I was phoning my brother.
Do you consider a woman being a hoe? She have
pretty
options?
much.
Read the question.
Do you consider a woman being a hoe if she have options?
There you go. You hear that?
You need to put the phone up to the mic.
I mean, I think everybody's single till they get married.
Exactly.
Exactly.
When you choose exclusivity in that conversation, then you should abide by that.
Exactly.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I didn't like that answer. Bye.
Like I said, everybody's on an even playing field. You give a reasonable amount of the same effort, intentions, and communication to each. When one starts to stand out, you'll know it because they rose to the occasion. And once you start thinking about that person, you want to bring around the friends and family. That's the person that have made themselves exclusive by understanding the assignment. So multiple options is not a negative; it's a plus. Now, if you hunching everybody, then that's a different question. If you lying to them, that's a different question. If they ask you, are you dating other people, and you lie about it, then that means you have an ulterior motive.
So both of y'all telling me if you were dating me and I asked you, were you talking to somebody, y'all tell me you were dating someone else?
I would.
I don't mind because I'm never going to answer a question that I wouldn't feel comfortable asking and being given the same answer. Because I've had that happen. I was dating. I was single. I asked him, I said, I understand that you're single and you may date multiple people or have already had conversations before you met me. Are you dating or talking to anyone else? And he said, no. Turns out he was lying. I wouldn't have been mad if he would have said that. And so because he said that. We're not going to tell you we're
talking to multiple people because we're not going to be able to get what we want. That's common
and
sense.
He ended up with nothing because my thing was, if you would have told me the truth, I wouldn't have been upset. I don't mind reciprocating. If you ain't talking to nobody else, I don't mind not talking to nobody else. I'm not.
You wouldn't put out anyway, so it didn't matter. He didn't lose anything.
I'm not pressed about having options. I just can. But if we can go ahead and say we're focusing on each other, that's cool. Okay, that's fine. And as soon as I found out it wasn't the case, I said, okay, well, let me load up on some options. Since you got options too, or if I don't want to, that's fine. I'll just cancel you out and kick it solo.
Yeah, whatever.
Next question.
I'm still on my question. Go on, move to the next question. Yeah, y'all both lying.
Why are you so upset, Kelvis?
I'm not upset. I'm having fun.
You talking about you? Now you gonna phone another friend because you like to argue just a little bit.
I'd like to stand on my principle.
Okay, stand on your principle. Stand 10 toes down.
10 toes down.
I love that for you, Kelvis.
I love it too.
Now, I will ask this one. What is your point of reference for what a husband or a wife is? And this question comes from people who will say, oh, I watched my mom growing up, I watched my dad growing up, or it was my mentor, or this couple that I admired, or my school teacher, the way I saw she adopted me in as a kid. Like, what is your point of reference? Your pastor, whoever it was that you saw as a married man or woman, what is your point of reference for what a husband or a wife is?
I'm going to let y'all answer that.
I like the Bill Cosby.
Really? The Cosby Show?
The Cosby Show.
I love that show. The Huxtables were a great representation.
I love the wedding. Yeah.
And that actually reminds me of a conversation that I had. We were talking about black influences on television and how we all grew up differently. And a woman, she was about in her 40s. She said, you know what? I thought families like the Huxtables were fictional because I didn't see that. Versus me, the Huxtables rather, were accurate to me. And so I was like, it's amazing how we kind of see things in the Black community from a different spectrum. But I definitely agree with that. I think it's one of the most wholesome, healthy displays of a Black couple there is. Because backstory about the Cosby Show, actually, I found out that when they were creating the show, they wanted it to be more of a comedy. So the husband was going to be like a plumber, and the wife was going to be a stay-at-home mom. And they said, no, let's change it. Make him a doctor, make her a lawyer, college educated. And you see how much we were exposed to by them deciding to be a little different. Great representation. Well, what about you, Kelvin?
I'm going to keep it real reckless because, see, let me clear my throat. I'm going to say Kelvin's life because I've been married twice. And I had to learn from each one of those marriages and self-examine myself what it means to be a husband. So I'm not going to sit here and knock y'all, what y'all felt that represented y'all, what a husband and wife should be in a sitcom. But life taught me what it meant to be a husband. Because, I done made so many mistakes. And it took me going through what I've been through to realize what I should be now. It took me some learning. I won't say failure. It's life lessons that I learned along the way that's taught me to be who I am today. So that's good.
I love
But
that.
let's talk about your real life and what you have, what you experience, and how you should be as a wife, because y'all are women. Your life experience. You about to be a wife. You know what I'm saying? You're already a wife in a sense, and you already a wife in a sense. But what got y'all to those points? What in life taught y'all to become wives? Because you're already a wife in my point of view.
For me, my mom, to be more personal, my mom, and I had kind of like an epiphany recently that I always, growing up, I saw my mom as a mom, and now I'm starting to look at her for who she is as a wife even more. And I remember how she would go to work. She would come home and she did the domestic things. She did the laundry. She did the cooking. She would make dinner. She would have dinner ready every night. And my dad would get home later than her. He was a truck driver. If she couldn't wait because it was a little later than usual, then she would go ahead and eat, or she would wait and they would eat at the table together every night. And I would remember how she would go ahead, set up the coffee pot in the morning because he gets up first, make sure he has his coffee. Or after dinner, she cleaned up the kitchen. She'll go ahead and make his lunch, have the lunchbox ready for the next day. So I'm like, wow. And even just how they interact, or she sees something that he wants. Every Christmas, we can ask my dad what he wants, but we're going to get that list from my mama because she knows, she remembers, she keeps up. So definitely my mom has taught me how to be a wife, and I'm definitely excited to implement those lessons that I've learned.
What you got to see?
Well, I have to say my grandmother, because my father was something special. He messed my mama up. So I'm going to have to go for my grandmother. My grandmother really showed me how to, what a real wife looked like, because she worked, she cooked, she cleaned. Only day she did not cook was Fridays. She made sure my granddaddy always had a hot meal, breakfast, dinner, and lunch. She wasn't the woman to go looking for nothing. If you brought something to her, she would be like, she's old fashioned, you know what I'm saying? As long as the bills is paid, it don't come to my front doorstep, she's okay with it. So I would have to say my grandmother. I would definitely have to go with that.
But what I want to know, in your own personal life, your own dating, your own experiences, what have prepared you to be a wife at this point in life? I'm asking your own personal experience from dating.
Well, for me, I've had to go. I mean, of course, I've been through some things, you know, and I had to realize that wasn't the right thing, and I had to get tired of the old me. So when I got tired of the old me, and then actually asking God to help me be the woman I am today.
What, like the bullying and talking down to your man? Being
condescending? Well, I didn't do that.
Being condescending?
No, I didn't do that unless the person brought that out of me. But like I said, the old me, I would have to say, I had to go through that. And I now I can appreciate, because I have something to compare it to. So for me, like I said before, and I say over and over again, I love the fact I waited long as I did. Because it's not, I can say, been there, done that, and I have something to be able to say, okay, I appreciate. Because if you ain't got nothing to compare it to, how can you appreciate it?
Right.
So, and then the fact that this new me is all God, and it's not me, and I'm just following what he say and not my Charcy ways. I'm excited. So, I mean, at the end of the day, yes, we all go through things, but it's best to know yourself and know your worth. And because I know my worth, and I know with the right man where I can go and how far I can go, and the sky's the limit. With the wrong match, definitely wouldn't be good. But with the right match, sky's the limit. like I said, every day is a new day for me. So I can't. It's no such thing as perfect. What works for me doesn't work for somebody else. But for me, like I said, yeah, this new me is definitely, every day is a new day, and I'm excited to see what God got planned.
Me too.
I love that. And
what you got?
I can say, I had to realize how much of my mom I was already, and I had to realize I was putting it in the wrong spaces and the wrong perspective. There was a point in my life where I only cared about how much I can give and not about what I received. As long as I was a giver, as long as I was helping, as long as I was a support system, as long as I was a cheerleader, I was happy. I was like, okay, boom, I'm a great example of a black woman. Boom, long as that message gets across, I'm good. And then when I realized, it wasn't appreciated or taken for granted, I'm like, well, what's wrong? I'm doing all the things I know I'm supposed to do. I'm giving that love and support, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not allowing myself to receive. I deserve someone like me. And it took someone pointing that out to me to say, I really appreciate that. And they were like, you know what you are? I was like, what? It was like, you're a wife. And I was like, I am. And for them to paint that picture in a moment of me doing what I felt like was me just being me, it really clicked. And a lot of the things that I have in me to do, I now don't just jump to do it immediately just because, that's my nature. It gets earned. It has to be deserved. It has to be warranted. When I feel safe, I protect that aspect of me now. And if I don't feel safe to get that, you ain't going to get that. And so now I will know who is worthy of that effortless love and affection and attention and encouragement. Because I know it's in there. I don't have to validate it. I don't have to have anybody to say, I love that about you. I don't need any more validation about the inner wife in me. So now that I don't need that to know that I'm a good woman and a good partner, I'm going to know who going to deserve that when it comes time. And I'm definitely reserving that for the right person. And when that comes along, blessed beyond measure, for real.
So how old are you now, young man?
I'm 29.
Oh, you young, girl.
Y'all didn't know?
I live my best life.
Y'all didn't know?
She in her 30s.
I be blending in with the old folks real bad.
Girl,
It's
you
the
got
maturity
time,
and
you
wisdom.
got time, enjoy your life. You got
Right,
time.
I'm in no rush. Somebody who's been in my inbox off and on came back again. Oh, well, if you just being so patient and waiting on God and God instructs you why you're not married. And I'm like, why is there this rush? Or asking you how long you've been single. If it's been more than maybe 2 years, oh, well, what's wrong? Why?
Because your value's going down as you
God's
get older.
timing doesn't have to be too slow
down.
or too fast.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think your value goes down the older you are.
Yep.
Biologically, maybe in some aspects, if you eat right, diet, and exercise, even your biological clock cannot deter what God has for you.
You almost 30 years old. You never been married.
That's
you have no
the
kids.
stigma.
Listen.
Girl, live your life.
And at 27 years old, I became an overnight professional athlete. So,
listen,
no dance experience, no prior athletics. If you eat right, exercise, you can do anything at any time. I became an athlete at 27. So,
your value's going down.
Enjoy your
no,
life.
it's not.
Yes, it is.
Your value went down like 50 years ago.
No, my value went up because the older I get, the more mine go up. I'm like a bottle of fine wine. But you young and you ain't never been married, no kids, your value is going down. I'm telling you.
No,
so we got to get you right. But that's all right. I'm gonna get you over to Kevin's class. We're gonna get you squared away.
Shut up, Kevin.
You know what I'm saying? And your value went up because somebody finally took a chance on you. Lord, we thank God for him.
Lord, don't
We're
do
going to
that.
keep
First
him on
of
prayer.
all,
We're going to keep him on prayer.
I have plenty of proposals, okay? It's just I said no to them. That's first of all.
But
and God had to get me together because
we're gonna have to unpack
I literally said
because a ring doesn't necessarily elevate a person, woman's value.
I didn't say the ring elevated. I said somebody finally has found her. Thank God. We've been praying for this moment. Me and her whole family. We have got together and had a whole prayer session. And so finally somebody said, hey, I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna take y'all off our hand, and I'm gonna take her bro, and I'm gonna treat her right. And I said, thank you, Jesus, Father, thank you for blessing me. And I'm just praying that she don't mess it up.
Well, I'm not gonna mess it up.
Her capacity increased, but her value was already high because God loved her first.
Yeah,
and if she's already accepted the love of God, some women older than her have not accepted the love of God. I'm talking about
our value, this man that we put on her was going down because she was messing up. She had a lot of options out there. God. She had a lot of options out there.
I'm almost 30 and I'm not married yet. But if you look at my resume, I'm probably the most valuable person in a lot of rooms that I sit in.
Well, listen, we need to see that other resume back when you were bike sliding a little bit. That's the resume I need to see.
My resume was still longer than most people have my age.
Whatever.